In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to install MariaDB on Windows platform. MariaDB is an open source kind of platform, a database that it was a fork from MySQL when MySQL was acquired by Sun Microsystem, and Sun Microsystem in 2011 was acquired by Oracle. Some of the developers of MySQL, they fork MariaDB under the general public license, and it is similar to MySQL. It has a lot of same kind of functionality, features, and everything. So I'm going to be installing MariaDB version 11.4 on a x64-bit version of Windows. x64 is the architecture of the processor. So at this time, I'm going to just click next, and I show you, this is the Google search. So under the google.com search, I search for MariaDB for Windows. You don't have to put download or anything. You could just type in MariaDB for Windows, and then you click on the search, and then Google will show you some of the links that are related to it. The first one that is showing up is called MariaDB.org website, which is the actual MariaDB website that you can just download it from there. So you click on this URL, and then it will just open up the website. Let me just move this. Is blocking my eyes and Zoom. So you are actually going to a secure page of MariaDB.org download page, and then in here, when you click on the download page, basically you will be given the MSI file, which is a MariaDB-11.52 Windows x64 architecture. That was the one that I wanted to install for my Windows platform. So I click on that one, and that file got downloaded. And once it is downloaded on your download directory, if you search for the name MariaDB, you will see this MSI file is Microsoft Install Shield, basically, is the file that you're going to just double click on it. And when you double click on the file, it is this file that you're going to just do it is 74.4 megabyte. So you just double click on it, and it will open it. Once it opens, this interface comes in with the MariaDB 11.5 setup page. On the setup page, it just tells you that this is the wizard, and it's gonna guide you. So again, one more time, I'm going to move the zoom out of my view. So here you could just basically click next to continue, and then once you click next to continue, you're gonna get the general public license, GNU, which is GNU is not Unix, it's recursively written for it, and it is open source kind of community for general public licensing, and that when you accept it, if you don't accept it, obviously you cannot download it, and you have to agree on it, right? So by default, it is checked, or maybe you have to check it. Click next, and then continue. And then once you continue on that page, it is going to tell you that the custom setup, it is giving you a location where you want to install it. By default, because I did it under x64, it's going to be installed under program files. If you have the 32-bit, it would be program files x86 kind of directory. And then this is the default version directory. So it is going to come in, and it says, this is the server side of MariaDB, MariaDB's server side, which is the database instance, the client program, the backup utilities, and development component, third-party tools, Heide SQL structured query language. You can call it SQL for structured query language, as well as a standard query language. The reason it is called SQL for structured query language, because it has a structure. You can do procedures, triggers, and you can do a lot of functions and a lot of data manipulation, data definition language, data control language, and a lot of other. So data definition, you define the tables and users and synonyms and whatever as available the object, like whether it's table, view, or index, or a user, you create it with data definition language. What data manipulation language, you're using data to manipulate it, a query like select a statement, update, insert, all of those ones will manipulate the data. And data control language is grant and revoke. You're giving access to privileges to a particular user or particular object for a given reason, right? So all of that one is basically, it's called a standard query language because first I said a structured query language. Those are where the definition of data definition language, data manipulation language, data control language. It's also a structure. We said about, sorry, I said it already about a structure. Now I'm going to say a standard. Why is it called a standard? It is called a standard because it is supported in multiple relational database, like whether you use Oracle, whether you use Informix, Sybase, Postgres, MySQL, SQL Server, all of those ones, they do support SQL, which is a standard query language. So Heide SQL is also a good graphical interface. I'm going to show you that also. So you click next, and then once you provide the password is by default is set already. You can modify it, and that's what you need to do to update it with the password so you could remember it. And this was also giving you an option if you're programming it later on, if you want to connect it through R language or Python or C, C++, and other programming languages. You can connect it to it. You can just enable the access from remote machine, and then you can connect it. You can also connect it to the local host through regular way, right? So the data directory by default is /data. That my.cnf file is here. Inside the my.cnf, you could put that connecting a string that you could say, here's my host name, here's my database name, here's my username information, and the port numbers, the default port. So then through the my.cf file, you can connect it, or you just pass it onto the information. By default, MariaDB, when it comes in, it uses port 3306. As I told you, and this one is forked from MySQL. So port 3306 is also used by MySQL. If you're running MySQL 3306 port already on your laptop, or I'm sorry, laptop, I'm talking about a server in this case, on your server, then obviously it will just say that is in use. You just have to use a different port. So on my machine, I was already running MySQL Client Bench, which is port 3306. That's why I get that port, this message that TCP port select is already in use. Please choose another different one. So I marked it as red 3306, and then I just said, okay, that's great. I know I've used my MySQL Workbench on port 3306, so I'm going to just use 3307. So 3307 was available. If it was not, I would go to the next number. And that's how easy it is for you to just assign one of the available ports that are not in use. So you could just give it a different ports, which I did. And then by giving this next, then I just click on it. On this page, I said there's a note. You will be asked to allow access to this program to update your system. If you run the MariaDB by right-clicking on it and say run as an administrator, or open a command prompt as an administrator, and you did it, it will not give you this note. But since I just double-click on it on the Windows as my regular user, which is less privileged, and that's the right way for security. You normally want to use your system with less privilege. whenever you want to just do something, you become switch user do, like on Linux or sudo, or basically run it as administrator for that purpose. And so at this time, it was prompted, and then I just said, yeah, run it, accept it. So when you allow it, then it's going to go through the installation. At this time, it just went through the installation in progress, and you can see this is screen. And then I said, well, that's great, it finished finally. It says that it is completed, and it is ready for me to just click on finish. And when you just finish, at this time, MariaDB will close the installation, and you're going to have your system running. For videos like this, please, if you like it, I'm going to show you a little bit of the demo, but at this time I would like to make sure that if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. And there's a lot of thousands of videos I have for you, more than 1,400 videos online, and it is going to be helping you. At the same time, if you make some comments and some kind of notes, this is the website that I have, my YouTube channel, which is at MyWebUniversity. This is the handle. And then if you go to the under videos, there's about 1.4K of videos. You're welcome to watch these videos. They are computer science related or IT related courses, whether it's database, operating system, Linux, Unix, Windows, PowerShell, programming like Python, or language, C, C++, and talking about algorithm, talking about George Bull or De Morgan's, about De Morgan's law and other stuff. There's so much on this website that you can learn, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribe and then enjoy it. This is my website at mywebuniversity.com, that I also have a book for you online that is the entire Linux manual pages and about 14 chapters. Everything from chapter 2 is kind of like basics, and chapter 3 is intermediate, and chapter 4 advanced, chapter 5 is shell scripting. So there's thousands of documentation. Just on the PDF files, I wrote some Python programs to generate about 32,000 PDF files since I was teaching at Pasadena City College, Bash scripting or Python or C++ or Unix or Linux. A lot of my students were interested to see if we could have PDF version of a lot of the stuff that it's too much costly. So I did write these ones, and it is available for you. If you just go, for example, looking at Red Hat manual pages, there's about 12,000 PDF files here available. Each one of them you click, it doesn't matter which one you click, I will just show you the PDF files. You have to be on an internet, and then that's all you need is a browser, internet, and desire to learn. You don't need to just buy any books, or it's all available online for you. At the same time, if you're practicing Linux and Unix, my books, like if you're an advanced person to learn chapter 4, there's about 88 commands here that they are all advanced level commands. So each one of them you click, you will get, for example, process stream 3. If you click on it and look at the process system D, process 1, and then you will see the output here on my cloud. So you don't have to just install any Docker or any virtualization or any VM or any kind of Linux machine. You just run the code on my browser, and I gave you the output. And if you need manual pages for it, I just print you the manual pages. I already showed you the syntax of the commands that you could get from PDF files as well. And if you're learning, like, for example, administrative levels like user mode, how does it do it? I show you here examples after examples. And then sometimes you may just need to get like some kind of security, like account, like change mode, change ownership, change group on Linux. So I don't do those ones on the fly to just run the command manually on the, dynamically on the system, but I produce you like a book here and that you can read and practice it online. However, there are commands like df -h. It does not require any security. So I could just give you that, like run the df-h with extended for file system, and you will get the output of it. Or df-h, you will get the output of it. As you run the command, it just give you the output. And these commands are all dynamic. So you could run the commands, and if you could just go on the chapter 5, for example, and start learning the commands, you can just read shell scripting here and then practice it online, and then or just type in the command and then you just say, well, what if I just run the command here like calendar? Can I get the output? Yes. If you do run date, today is September 21st, you can see that it's running dynamically. If you say, let me say, run the calendar, I saw the output. And then if you say ls -l, do this. But if you just want to hack my system, say rm star dot text or star dot set or star dot bash, whatever you want to do, I'm just going to detect those ones. Say, hey, you're not allowed to do that one. Or you say rm -rf/root, wipe out the entire root file system. I just say, no, you're not allowed to do that. So there's a lot of things that I have to watch on these ones. But unfortunately, fortunately, people that they are trying to hack, they don't look after like a website that I provide some kind of training for people. What would they benefit to hack a website that is there? If they did, maybe they still would not be able to do it, because I have already done a lot of work here to protect it. However, usually you want to learn something, it is available for you. So it's your choice. And then also I have the 4C version of this one. So let's get back to my SQL here. Sorry, MariaDB, I installed it. So when you install it, if you just look at the services here on your system, MariaDB as a service start running. And its option is automatic, meaning that if I reboot my machine, it will automatically start. Since I was doing this demo, I wanted to do this demo so I could have a PowerPoint presentation for later on another video that I'm going to teach you R language on the full course. That's going to come next. And one of the part in the course, I need to show you how to connect to a MySQL database, how to connect to a SQLite, how to connect to an Excel spreadsheet and read data from Excel, how to read from let's say MariaDB, and I will do all of that one. So that is going to come next. But this is a quick video. I'm going to show you a MariaDB. So if I just type in MariaDB here, notice that I just type in Maria, and then MySQL Client DB is coming. So this is going to just open a client, and then let me move this one up. I'm going to just have this one is good enough, the size. So if I just say, type in the password that I said on the installation, I'm going to type in that one. So now I'm logged on to Maria database, and you can see welcome to MariaDB monitor. This is kind of a monitor that you could connect, and it tells you already the syntax of the commands that you can run inside MariaDB. So /help would be giving you the same thing. /h will give you that one. /? will give you that. And then /status, for example, will give you status of MariaDB by itself, if you type in status, it's not going to show anything, but /status will give you the status. /s might also give you the same thing. Yes, it does. And then at this time, if I just say, let me clear my screen here, you can see the version of my MariaDB and all of that information. It is showing here. But if I want to get to my operating system, I told you that I installed it on my Windows. I could type in here this bank, and then right here I could type in any command that's operating system related. So instead of this one, I could say clear screen, it will clear my screen. And then instead of here, you say system info, and then find a string /i, and then say OS name, and then you can see that the operating system information is coming from there. If I just do a shorter version, just find the string without the find the string, it will just tell you the OS version here, Microsoft Windows version. And then you can also run the CMD here. That will just open a command prompt to just drop me onto a command prompt. Now I'm on Windows. So if I type in exit out here, now back to MariaDB. Now, if I want to say run the system command, say directory, it will just do that one. And say, okay, and instead of this one, I could say system / let's say run the directory. That does not work on it, but usually you want to do it like this. And then say directory. And then if I just want to clear my screen, I could do that one, say help directory command, it will give me the information, and then say, go ahead, clear screen again. Now, let's say I want to get into R language, right? So inside MariaDB, I could jump into R. And then that would just take me to the R interpreter. So at this time, if I say print 1 to 10, all those numbers, I could say get the factorial of 1 to 10. You could see that it is giving you the same number. And then say, go ahead and multiply the each number by 5. You could get that one. Since the number is really huge, I want to just multiply it to the power of 2. That is still big. So I'm going to say between 1 to 5. And then now you can see that it is there. 2 times to the power of 2 is 4. And the factorial of next one was let's see, if I just do it without this one, it will just give me 6. 6 and then to the power of 2 is 36. And 24 to the power of 2 is 576. You get the idea. So now if I just do a lot of R, I could do it here. But if I'm done with R, I could just say quit from R. And now I say, no, don't save, I mean, change the workspace. Now I'm back onto the, what do you call it, is I'm back in the MariaDB client. So if I say here, say host name, that's my algorithm, my operating system, this, and then I could also do at this time, say, let's get into Python. So you could type in Python, that there's version, that will give you the version of Python that run. If you just say, give me, drop me to Python. Now I run the dir commands, it is there. So I could say for num and range of 10 to 100, and then increment by 20, and then just say, let's say print, let's say f for function, and then I'm going to say num, and then colon, and then say hello. Hello, Python. Whatever you want to do, or R or MariaDB from inside MariaDB. So inside MariaDB, I forked Python kind of interpreter, and now I'm writing Python code, and then I'm going to execute it, and it will do that same thing that is there. So everything that you do inside Python, obviously, I can show you a lot of examples and watch my videos on the other ones. You will learn a lot of it, whether you're using Jupyter Notebook or Python or interactive Python or R language. You could interchangeably jump in from one to other ones by doing it. So in Python, if I quit out of this one, I could say quit here and then just now I'm back onto MariaDB. So in MariaDB, we were just looking at the question mark or status of these other ones. Notice there's also shebang and also system. So I could have done system and then earlier I did that one. It did not show something, but now you can see that this execute a shell command system, maybe it does not require an argument of no. So for some reason, system does not work on MySQL. It does here. Maybe it is a different way of doing a system. Actually, I'm going to just do that, and it doesn't matter, right? So clear screen here. Since we are on MariaDB, if I say status now slash status, it's going to tell me all the version information here, right? So in fact, actually, that one why the system doesn't not work is notice that if you type in status, all they're saying that in order for you to get a status, you have to do this. In order to run the system, you do this one. But the actual commands are not. Like, for example, if you do T to write it to a file /T, that's what that means. If you want to print something /P, if you want to quit /quit here. So I showed you on MariaDB how to get it. Now I'm going to do a quit, and then I quit out of this one. So if I close this one and I just open another MariaDB kind of information here, MariaDB client, you click on it and it prompts you every time you authenticate, you have to type in the password. Let me type in the password incorrect. I'm going to type in like something that doesn't work. It says that, oh, you did not type in the password correctly. So make sure that you memorize your password. And then when you go on MariaDB and you connect to this one, you provide the password that you initially set it. You can always update the password with alter commands or into the management. Okay, so now I'm connected. This time I'm not gonna run operating system command or Python or R language or any other syntax. I'm going to just show you MariaDB with the structured point language. Notice the copyright here, the 2018 Oracle MariaDB Corporation. Oracle is also having the Oracle database. And then because it acquired Sun Microsystem already had the storage stack and also had Java and then Sun Solaris and then MySQL. So MySQL is Larry also my toast kind of things. At the time, that was what it was advertised, but MySQL is really good for intermediate size on the database. And MariaDB is also used for commercial purpose for this kind of work that you do with a structured point language. So now let's say I'm logged on MariaDB. How do I find out what is my database instance? So I could type in status or /s, and it will tell me that I'm connected to MariaDB. And you can see I type in /s. It tells me this long Windows 64 hexadecimal value, connected ID, current database, root at localhost, and then a lot of details. And the name of the server is MariaDB, and connecting protocol version, server character set that I'm using, and then client character set, all of that UTF-8 and before all of that information is already set properly, right? So in the port here, I'm using 3307 because my SQL Workbench is using, this one is using, this is my SQL Workbench for MySQL that I installed and run it. And if I just go to a database and say, connect to a database here, notice that here the way I do it is 3306 was used by that MySQL Workbench. Okay, so here I could do a lot of structured query language similar to the other one, but I'm not gonna do concentrate on that one because we're showing you MariaDB. Let me show you on MariaDB what you have here. So on MariaDB, once you connect to this port 3307, now you can do like show databases, and then it will show all the databases that are already come as a default there. This information schema is like your data dictionary, your system tables, all the database administrative tasks that you could do is related to this one, and MySQL is another one, SES is another one, and then performance schema. These four instances are available for you. So in order to use one of them, you have to say use information underscore schema. And then once you do this one, you put a semicolon, now the database is changed. I'm using this instance. So if I say show databases, it still is going to show those are available. The one that is currently in use is information schema. So if I say show tables, it's going to show the tables, 84 tables for information schema. All of these tables are available here, right? So you can see that all privileges, appliances, columns, tables, and views, and sessions, and users, all of the details are there. So if I say describe users, you can see that user table. Select data manipulation language, select a star from users, you can see that I'm getting the data from there. And say, let's say describe tables, you can see all of that one. And then if I say select a star from tables, and then you could see the records are showing 298 of them. But if I want to say limit by 5 of them, I could do that one, only show 5 of the rows, or limit only 1 row, 1 record, and then I could do that one. And then I could say, for example, let's say describe tables, and you can see that there's a number of tables, table name, table type, and table underscore name, and table, so engine and version. So if I'm just interested on a particular column, I could say select table underscore name, and then what else, other version was version, and then engine, and then let's skip those 3. We could say comma version, comma engine. Doesn't matter what you select from tables, right? I could do from tables, you have to type in tables correctly, and version, I must type version. So the tables or fields are there, but you have to type it correctly. Again, we only showed 2 those ones. I could say order by, and then version information. So you could order it by, or group by, or sort it in ascending order or descending order, and then limit, let's say 10 of them only. So you could do a lot of data manipulation language with this one. You could also create a table like from another table. So I could say create table temp1 as select a star from tables. And then now, since I just said that one, access denied user root localhost database. So at this database, I cannot create it there. I have to just grant privilege to that user, saying that grant all privileges to root on this instance and do it, or just create it somewhere else where I could create a table there. So if I just say, let's say I say right here, I say create a database, demo1, and then put this one. Now, notice that I just created a database by default, which is blank right now. Say show databases. You can see that demo1 just got created here. So if I say use demo1, now I have created that one. Most likely I can create a table here. So I could just say up arrow there with the create table temp1 as a start from table. But since I'm not inside the schema, I have to say information dot schema, information underscore schema dot tables. Now I'm just saying that create this table temp1 on this one, and then from this other one. So as I'm creating the table now, I say show tables, I could do that one. Now this is a copy of the information schema from the other one. Notice how they do not allow you to create inside the data dictionary kind of schema tables, because that's a DBA kind of work, but it allows you to just export that data into this by another create a statement with selecting that data, right? And now say select a star from temp1, you can see that is there. And then you could also create views on this one. So I could say describe temp1, and then I say, let's say temporary is one of the, or data underscore free on those two field or checksum. Whatever view I'm interested, I could say create view and my temp1, and then as, and then say select and the name and the variable, I'm going to say data underscore free, select data free, check some, I'm just randomly choosing something that I can see there. Then let's say those two fields from temp1. And then now I press semicolon, I just created that row. Show tables, it is two of them. One of them is a view, one of them is a so if I just now say describe my temp1, one is a table, one is a view, right? So now you can see it is there. And then the information schema, this information that is there, I could say select start from information underscore schema dot schemata schemata. So if I just do this one, and then the name of the tables are going to be showing here. So temp1 and the other one. Let's see if I could do MariaDB schemata. Oh, schemata, right? C is missing. And you can see here that I just I'm seeing all the tables that are there. Since I did it, most likely the where name, like I could say where name, whatever is the field that I'm having the name of the table name maybe is the name of the table, where table underscore name. Remember we did a describe, so I think it was like we could say is percentage is the syntax, percentage, and then temp percentage. So anything with the word temp1 or something, I want to see that is there. The where clause, table name. I think table name is not. Table name. I typed it correct. Let me just do describe information underscore schema dot schemata, and then one of the field is field name, catalog name, is schema name, SQL path, schema comment. So I don't know if it is maybe catalog name is the name of and fit or not. Let's see where catalog name. Yeah, it does not return that one. So what we could do is say use information underscore schema, and then we could say select table name from tables. Let's see under the tables, all of them are there or not. Where table name like percentage, temp percentage. Yeah, so these two are the ones that are there. So we could search as select everything about them rather than just saying this. Then we say select the star. And then now you could see that if it is table or view. So one of them is a view and the other one is a table. So you can see also the type of the thing. One of the field here says that what type of table type. So I could just say on this one, say select table name, comma table type, and then from that one, and you could see it is giving me the information that is there. Table name, MySQL, then select the statement, table type, select. I missed the comma, table type. I thought that I pressed enter on the right one, but I didn't. Now you can see that this one we created as a view, the other one we created as a table, right? So now if I want to just drop both of them, I have to log in back to the other one. So now if say I use demo, like let's say show table databases. So the database name was demo1. I could say use demo1. I could have just say drop demo1.temp1. That would also work. But here I could say this and now show tables. I could say drop table my temp1, and then actually this is a view. So drop view temp1 and it is done. And then I could say commit, and then it is permanently done. Transaction is atomic, which means it either you have to roll back or commit it. Once you committed it, this transaction is submitted on the logs, and DB writers and everything is in sync. So now if I just say drop table, and then the name of the table was temp1, also that one will be dropped here. Now if I say show tables, it's nothing, right? I could also create manually a table, but I'm going to just show you a little bit more of MariaDB with Heidi. And so let me just exit out of this one. I say exit. So if I exit out of this one, is like /quit. So I just close this one. Now MariaDB instances is still running, so I'm going to go to the Heidi SQL. This one, Heidi SQL. So if you type in HE, you could see that Heidi SQL is coming. This is a very nice interface also. So you could say, well, This is the instance that I want to do the connecting string. And the connecting string, it tells me which dynamic look libraries is using it, or what local host is 127.0.0.1, which is the loopback interface, and user is root. I have already saved the password, and it is there on port 3307. I say open, and it opens the MariaDB instance with Heide SQL. So this one has a lot of the databases information here. Let me move, zoom out of the way, and maybe I could just put it somewhere here, like this is good enough, or maybe lower. Unfortunately, no matter where we want, put it, it is blocking something. So like right here is my query statements that I could just clean out everything. So if I just want to know what is my connecting a string, obviously I can go under the files here and create queries and close queries and a lot of stuff. Connect to an instance MariaDB, all of that. Under the edit, you have these menus, and then under query, you're basically allowed to just create new queries and new tabs, close the queries, and so on. Tools, under the tools, you have user managers, which is you could change your password and other stuff, and go to maintenance, launch command line. So launch command line is another thing that if you want to do from here, let's see why it did not open. If it gives you launch command line, it should not fail like this. You need to tell Heide SQL where your MySQL binaries are reside. So the under the preferences general, I have to tell MySQL binaries, right? Under edit, where was it? Preferences was under tools right here, and then so the MariaDB binary MySQL command line find MySQL directory. So right here, you have to actually go into the C: program files, and this is where I installed it, right? So you go under the this PC program files, which is 64-bit, and then you look for MariaDB, and MariaDB is right here. You go there and then click on the bin directory. This is all the binary executable files, the data files I showed you last time, and then the libraries. So we want to select the bin directory and say OK. And now we have select this one, we say apply it, and then we go here. Now if I go under tools and I say command prompt, it's going to open a command prompt, because that's the directory where we start MariaDB here. So as soon as you type in the tool of Heide, now you can do show databases. You could do the same query that we did here. I'm going to exit out of this one. I don't need it. So I'm going to just come back here. But at the same time, if you go to program managers, you can go to that directory. I want to open a command prompt here and type in some of the directory here from command line to show you before I show you Heide Heide SQL. Sorry. One of my coworkers was that name. Sorry, Heidi. So at this time, I'm going to just go to see Windows System 32. Not System 32, actually. Go to back to clear screen. I'm going to go to Program Files. So when you do a tab with the space within double quote, automatically it appends it for you with double quotation, so it knows that the space is ignored. So and here MariaDB is the database that we want to connect, and then inside here you have all the files, libraries, and everything. Remember, I was telling you about the data. There's a my.cnf files, and then you get just add the connecting string here, like my.ini in this case. So if I go to data and then say more my.ini, and this is the connecting string, MySQL data, and it's just using connecting port 3307, and then I know buffer, DB buffer, pool size, what it is, and then the port number, and then the plugins, right? So at this time, I'm going to go back to the bin directory and clear my screen here, do a directory here. Notice there's a number of commands here, directory.exec. There's a lot of directory.exec. A lot of them are here, about 50 of them, right? But the one that we are interested in is called directory store MySQL. And then you can see what they all start with mysql.exec, mysqladmin, mysql benlog, import, and mysqldump, mysql import, mysqlshow. A lot of these ones are also under MySQL because MariaDB was forked from MySQL. So whether you do it command line MySQL here, you could say minus u root and then add localhost. And then if you just type in -p and the password, and then let's type MariaDB password, and then I'm connected now. You can do that one. And then I'm going to quit out of this one. And then here I could say mysqladmin. I could run mysqladmin related commands. Notice everything is there available, flashing the privileges and all of that one. mysqldump to dump a database, mysql import. All of those executables are available, right? So mysql dump, mysqladmin version. And you can see like it requires the privilege of -u root -p, and then version, and now say so that information. Why would I bother getting it from here? Not sure. Let's see, root at using localhost, access denied. Somehow maybe I type in password incorrectly. Let me just do this mysql -u root -p, and then I say Maria password for it. Yeah. So if you type in the password correctly, that command mysqladmin -u root -p version will work. With mysqladmin, you can change update password and a lot of other stuff as well. So like you could see that if I just do it without any argument, there's a lot of them, right? If you do 5 more here, one screen at a time, you can see what does mysqladmin give you. There's a lot here. All the options that are here. So let me exit out of this one, go back to this query. Since we are here, we could see that the demo is no tables here. So if I say use demo1, here I could just say run it, and it runs this one, it is empty. If I say show tables, you can see it is empty, right? So there's no table in demo1. But if I just create a table, say create a table, let's say sys underscore db, sys underscore db from sys.db. We just do that one. Sorry, I need to say do this one as, and then I say select store from sys.db. That would be right syntax. Sys inner buffer. Okay, so something got more pasted when I wanted to do this. Let's see if there is a table called sys.db first. And if I just run this one, doesn't exist. Sys.db does not exist. So must be something else. So what I could do is say, first, before I do this one, I could comment that one, and then I say use sys, and then say show tables, and then let's run these two commands, and then you could just say this. Now that databases are here, and the tables list name here are all this. You can see there's no DB on this one, but apparently I must have think of MySQL. Let's see, MySQL has that. MySQL, I think, has it. So if I just run these two, and then this one, the schema session, looks like this might have it. Let me just, yeah, version, session, post summary, and let me just try this statement here. I'm gonna say, instead of sys, I'm gonna say MySQL from that one. If that one is there, it should not complain. And it did not complain here because that DB is there on MySQL. So we did have it, and now if I just say show use, I already did the use. So now if I just Control C out of this one, Control exit, and after the creation, which we did, now just listing them, right? So this one should say that this one, it looks like it did not create that one. Use as my systemdb. So let me just do this. Use set MySQL. First we do this one, then we say describe DB. See if that MySQL database has the table. No, it does not have it. Sys underscore DB already exists. Oh, okay. You can say if it does not exist, you could do it here. So if I just say use demo one, now show tables, because my last command succeeded, it did not succeed, already exist. Oh, this one I'm going to comment it out. It's trying to run the same command again, because when you highlight it, it's supposed to highlight the area that you want, and it shows that one. Now, if I say select store from sys underscore DB, obviously that database table, the table exists, and then now here's the data for it. All the privileges and everything is there. But you can do it by just saying that instead of a store, you could say select host, comma DB, comma user, comma select, just the select privilege. You can see all kind of different privileges from demo, from sys underscore DB. Because I created under demo one, you could do this one, and then that would just run and give you this record here. So notice that this is host DB, this, but the fields are maybe empty or something, or maybe it is a lot of columns. I don't know, but what I could do is say select count, or select host count star. There's a lot of different ways of manipulating these ones. You can see it did not have anything here, but I'm going to do from mysql.db, see if I can pull it as the user that I'm logged on without doing that one. So you can see here it is still empty there. So if the record is empty, obviously, that is not gonna return anything. But let's just jump into use MySQL and say select store from DB. That would be a fast way to know if that record is empty or not. You can see it is empty. It has all the field but no nothing. So I'm gonna say use information schema, and then select store from tables. I think it was tables was the field that we want. And now you can see that all the tables are coming here. So if you say a limit 5 records only, 5 lines, you can just give the 5 of them. If you change this one to 10, obviously you will get 10 of them. So how many rows you want to read, that's there. So if I just only get 2 rows and then run that one, and it will just give me 2 rows. But if I just say at this time, let's say whatever it is there on the fields that are there, let's say create time. The create time of it, I'm just going to say select create time, comma, and what was the first field, and date free and other ones. Let's see if there's other fields that are here and that are giving information. So information is schema, table name. Table name is important. So I'm gonna say table name and then comma create. I must type that create. So I corrected that one, create time. And now I'm gonna just say create time is another one. And table type is also important. Table type. So now I could say, don't limit me and just pick up everything from tables. And then run this one and select this one. You have an error. So let's see what is the error. Table name, and then notice that the other ones did not got there because I did not put a comma here. So select this one, and I don't need a comma here from this one. So do this 3, and maybe I mistyped one of the columns. No, I didn't. So this time it picked it up, but notice these are the different color than this one, but that doesn't matter. So you're seeing these ones, and now if I want to sort it by creation time, you can just say order by, and then say within the code, you can just say creation time. That field is the one that you want to sort it by. By default is in ascending order. So it is creation time is null. And then when it comes some value, it is those value. If I just put sorting order by, and then I say descending, and now it will show that one. Null is gonna just go to the bottom, and the data is going to return this order by. So first you do order by, and then the creation time, and then descending. That would just be the right syntax. That's why, and the other one didn't work. So you could say creation time is this one. And if you just say, for example, table name, you could say also from this table, and here you could say where table name like, and you could just say start with let's say C percentage, and then you can see that this one would be a different syntax. So I'm going to just press this one to the next line so you see the same one. Let's see if we could run it now, and then you can see everything that is start with the call C. If I want to just make it a little bit more to just show only the one with the COO, L or CO is good enough. So we run it, and you could do that. And then say also the table type is base type or something. You could do and the statement, and then do where on the where clause you could say and let's say table type, like I want to just get the one with the view, like percentage view percentage. So that is going to be matching those ones. Now I run this line here again, and now it's just showing the views. So you can see that it is controllable with the where clause and all the syntax. What data manipulation language, select a statement is one of them. You're putting all these statements on the structured file language. And with data definition language, I showed you some. With you can update what data manipulation, like update the table, and then just certain fields, set values to it, and then update, insert, delete, and drop, and then a lot of other stuff, right? So for the now, if I just go back to use demo one and then show databases, notice that on this one, since I only created one table, and then that table, actually the databases is there, show tables. Since I'm looking at the tables, now on this one, the table's name is sys.db, I could say drop a table and sys_db. Or I could, I don't have to say use anything. I could all the way be out here, since I know that here, if I just say show databases and databases, so now notice that I have all the databases. And then if I say describe demo1 dot, I want to get into demo1 to sys_db, then I could run that one, right? So that one is a way you can see that this is how that they describe that one is. But because that one doesn't have anything, I could say drop table demo1 dot sys_db. I don't have to say use this one. I could be on a parent directory, I mean the database, and then jump into that database and then dot notation the object in that which is a table. So I could say go ahead drop it. Now if I just run this one, it will drop it. And then if I just say describe this one, it's going to say this table not found. See, this error comes in, does not exist because we just dropped it. Okay, so there's a lot of tasks you could do here under the user management. We could do also for the user management, you can see here, there's all kind of user information that you can update related information for the users, and then activities that you want to do. Similarly with the MySQL Workbench, you could create and change things there. I'm going to exit out of this one. I don't need it. I'm going to say, go ahead to do whatever you want. I don't care. I can always create them at the same time. So I could also say, since I'm done with MariaDB, I could just change the property, say, stop it, and then don't run it on the system when I don't need it. I can always do it there. And then I can also change the service from automatic, so at boot time it does not come up again if I don't need to. So I'm going to just mark it as the status of it, say instead of automatic, I'm going to say manual and then say okay. So now this system after the reboot is not going to come. Similarly for the MySQL Workbench, if I just go here and then say, okay, I'm done with this one also, I'm going to go to MySQL Workbench here. You can see MySQL 80. This is running. I could say stop it, and that would stop the service or the daemon. And then after, now, if I try to go to MariaDB or the client, these are not running. So I'm going to also do this one as a property of this one manual, because I don't want my system to be bottlenecked with any of these resources when I don't use them. And it's not good to run a service when you're not needing it. So I'm gonna say, and instead of automatic, I'm gonna change it to manual, apply, okay. And now the service is manual, it's not running. And if I just try to connect on anything, it's not gonna connect. Through our language, I'm going to do a demo later, and this video is going, our studio is a lot. I have done a lot of it. So please be ready to just come out online and then subscribe and then do a lot of stuff. I will do a full course on that one using this one I told you. So, and then one more time, I'd like to thank you for visiting our channel. So I'm going to go to the last one, and then thanks for watching, and then please make sure you subscribe to our channel and like and share it with your friends. By sharing, you care. If you share this videos here, someday you will benefit it because the other person get a job or learn and educate himself. He's gonna just thank you for it. Okay, and if you did learn something, also you're welcome to just give me some drop me a note saying thank you for doing this one. What else I could do to help you further. Take care. God bless you all. Bye bye.